very, very quiet. And no, we're not hunting rabbit. Without further ado, the guy that's going to give you the NASCAR today.
Hey, you got warmed up in here.
Trying to get you active.
Yeah, that's the deal. We're glad to be here. This is, many of us consider this our home track. And we've been coming here since I was 10, 12 years old. And the place changed a lot. It's a lot of fun. And this is the longest race on the schedule, 600 miles. Most of the other races are 400, 500 miles. But it's just an extra 60, 70 laps, so it's not a big deal. We don't really do anything different on the cars. We worked really hard the last couple of weeks trying to get our car better. We feel like we made some good gains yesterday at the end of practice. And we're just ready to get it started. So you guys got any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Yes, sir.
What do you think is a change that NASCAR should make that they're maybe not doing?
What is the change NASCAR should make that they're maybe not doing? Well, I think that, you know, my opinion on that probably changes too much. But there's, you know, the cars could be a little bit better. The cars don't look like anything like their manufacturer logos. People really, years ago, when we used to race cars that were shaped like, you know, what you buy off the showroom floor, I think the fan could associate more with the manufacturers, and there was a little bit more interest in the battles between Ford and Chevy and whatnot. Now everybody's car kind of looks the same, except for a few decals. Their shapes are all the same pretty much. So I kind of go back in the direction of making the cars a little more unique to their characteristics of each manufacturer. Yes, sir.
I know a lot of pro athletes have superstitions. Do you have a superstition like something you do on a regular on race day, or?
I don't have any superstitions, period. Really, I mean just the normal stuff, ladders and what all you know, things you grow up getting told by your family or whatever. But nothing, you know, nothing that I did today was any more unique than what I do every day. Yes, sir.
What's it like to ride with Hendrick and their family and the associated with that team?
Well, I've enjoyed working with their teams, working with the guys, building the relationships and stuff. All the camaraderie is really fun. Rick's one of the best guys in the sport. He's one of the best guys, you know, that you'll meet anywhere really. But he takes good care of his people, and I enjoy it. You know, we just want to run better. We ain't been running good, so we're trying to turn our program around. It's a lot of hard work going into it, and we just haven't seen any results. But we just got to keep going. That's all you can do is just keep trying. So the only alternatives to give up, and we don't want to do that. So.
How do you enjoy being an owner and a driver?
Well, being an owner, being a driver is always, you know, what I wanted to do. There's ups and downs in the fun factor, but being an owner is really tough. You know, there's not you don't have quite as much fun being an owner, but fortunate enough. You know, the company that I have that I race in the Nationwide Series with, it employs most of my family, most of my close relatives, so that's really what that program's about. We try to get sponsors, we try to go race, we try to give my family some involvement in the sport and a way to be involved in the sport. And we have success, and I enjoy seeing them happy.
College, favorite college sports team?
Well, I didn't go to a major college. I went to Mitchell, which is in Statesville, and took automotive for 2 years. But you know, being from North Carolina, I always pull for the Tar Heels, and yeah, I don't pull for Duke. And I don't know how you can pull for Duke. I mean, this is North Carolina. You're supposed to pull from North Carolina. No. I can understand state, but
hey,
yeah. But I don't know. I like a lot of different teams for a lot of different reasons. I pulled for the Oregon when Joey Harrington used to play for the quarterback. I thought he was pretty exciting. So I kind of get attached to certain players when they seem to be the kind of guys that I think are good role models, and I follow the teams that they play for. I try to pull from North Carolina as much as I can. It's kind of easier, I mean, since I've been this past year to be a Carolina fan in basketball, but in football it's kind of tough. It's like being a Redskins fan. Which is, I am a Redskins fan.
I was just saying, that wasn't a knock.
No, it wasn't a knock. It's hard to be one, man, but I'm loyal to just.
What do you run? Rush down to racing? Racing? What the day races?
You what now? The length of it?
What do you run down? What for day?
The day to the night? I think the most challenging part about going from the day to the night, during the day, like right now, the track splits grease and everything that's been dropped down on it over the years. That sort of seeps up out of the asphalt as the asphalt gets hot, and it gets real slick. So at night it cools off, the temperature of the asphalt cools off, the tire can grip it better, and the axle is real starch, and the car really gets a lot more speed through the corner. So you know, your car tightens up, meaning the front wants to slide a little bit as it gets toward the night. Actually what's happening is the rear's getting grip, and it sort of overpowers the front of the car, so the front's going to slide. One end's going to slide either way when you drive the car around in a circle. One end is going to slide. So our job is to try to make that balance neutral, and try to not let one end of the car slide more than the other. So during the day, you know, the cars tend to be a little bit loose, meaning the back wants to get out from under you. But as it cools off, the rear grips up and the front wants to slide, so you got to start freeing the car up, loosening the car up. Yes, sir. I thought the NASCAR Hall of Fame's, you know, it's a great thing. We have a couple of Hall of Fames, one in Alabama and one in Darlington, South Carolina, but they're not, you know, being that there were two for so many years, and they were more of a tourist attraction than a celebrated Hall of Fame by the sport and the industry. So now that we have a legitimate Hall of Fame that's going to be recognized by the industry and the fans, I think that's awesome. So it'll make it much more special, not to take away from the other Hall of Fames, but it'll just be so awesome having the induction. You know, when you see NFL do it the way they do it, and all these other sports, and you hear about Cooperstown and all that, with baseball, I mean, we just always been lacking that, you know. So I think it's great. It's going to be great for all the drivers to get recognized. There's a lot of old men